Yeah, so last week during our video session, we were talking about interference and how things, my takeaway from it was how things get in the way of practice. So I felt like this past week I was maybe a bit more conscious of the things I was intaking, certain habits, patterns, and maybe being a little bit more introspective or, kind of looking inward or kind of, keeping away from all the outside, BS, and making it a point to, I guess you could say, be more aware of what I'm creating, in a sense. So.
And maybe even what practice should be for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
That gives you an edge into, like, what practitioners are taking care of for themselves. Say. And so you might need, in the beginning of the process, to pay attention to very specific particulars. Right? And as you become more selfless in the process, you need to pay attention less, because then you're going from, let's say, finding moments to be selfless to being selflessness. It starts with self-consciousness, examination, inspection, observance, and so on. You have to see what it is in your case, in your mind, in your habits, your tendencies, what is going on and what you don't need going on, to simplify your state of consciousness and take on less from the external world that you might not need to be taken on. So as you say, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, and then I would say I did notice that, it does turn more into a state of selflessness, if you're not so concerned with taking in. And,
right. So you're moving from what you think you are to what you might actually be. See, who you believed yourself to be and assumed yourself to be in terms of behavioral imagery and let's say exchanging, let's say, mind and speech with other people. Right? There may be a lot of programming in that, and as you go deeper, that simplifies because you need to be more intending what you want to say, and knowing what that is you need to say in terms of what you really intend to communicate to other people, instead of just getting caught up in their own conversations and so on. So you become more simplified, but then more direct and more powerful, and maybe more from the heart, which is a more developed understanding of the to and fro relative to beings and situations.
Yeah. And then, so would you say that the physical aspect of having the silence, does that play a role in it, or let me see how I'm trying to. Yeah, because I noticed, I was maybe a bit more okay with just, I'm okay with staying in and doing, staying focused on my work and doing this and that, but then, the actual just having things be quiet and, enjoying the peace, maybe that comes with it. Maybe that comes with the practice. I'm not sure.
Well, the purpose of the practice, if we're going to call it some kind of spiritual practice, which implies being less materialistic, maybe less egoic, more in tune with the spiritual, that means egolessness, more deeper states of awareness, so less mental noise and egoic self-building noise, and much more heart feeling. And that happens in stages as well. So we do it because we are, cultured to be noise makers, noise machines, neurotics. And when we start to practice, it's not like you are moving away from your neuroses. You're moving closer to your source of reality, which is not, in certain terms, manifesting as your neuroses as much as your social interactions and your conditioning and culturing are responsible for your neuroses. So we're going deeper into our true nature, which is not absolutely silence, but it is more silence than noise. It's more deliberate communication, conscious communication, willful communication, creative communication with a sense for the consequences of what we say and who we say it to and what we receive from others and what the real meanings are of communications.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're coming back to original pure spirit being, right? Pure spirit being. It's just a phrase. And it has power in it. It's pure, maybe silent, maybe not. See? But it says neurosis free, it's calm, clear, right? Open.